Good morning, Sister Delphine.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone, we will start from discussion about BOS or Bantuan Operasional. Okay. What is it? And where does the fund come from? How much does an individual student receive? What legal foundation did the government use? Okay, yeah. So, what is BOS? Bantuan Operasional Sekolah. Does anyone know? What is meant by Bantuan Operasional Sekolah?
It is of. Can I answer it, sir?
Please.
It is a funds. Funds for. It is a fund from government to schools that use for financing their activities or financing their needs, like the infrastructure or facilities.
Okay.
In schools.
Okay, funds from government to give to schools. Well, okay. Basically, not for the structure, for the infrastructure, but for the implementation of school programs. So that's what I understand. Yeah, not for infrastructure, but for the implementation of school programs. So this is from national budget. Yeah. How much? Okay, now this is your turn. Can anyone help me? How much does a student got the can you tell me how much?
May I, sir?
Yes, please.
Based on this website, an elementary school students will get 900,000 rupiah per year.
Okay, elementary school, yeah.
Yes, sir.
How much?
900, sir.
100.
Yes, sir. 900,000.
I beg your pardon?
9, sir.
900.
Yes.
Okay, what about junior high?
Junior high, 1.1 million per year.
Do we have for senior high?
Yes, sir. Senior high and SMK. Senior high get 1.5 and SMK 1.6.
Okay. Senior high and 1.5 and vocational. Okay. So Who receives the bus? Anyway. Only students in public school? What about those in private school? Can you find out the answer for my question?
Both schools, sir, are receive the bus. Private
Schools,
public.
both private and public schools? Okay. Okay. Okay, so the answer is by law, all students of Indonesia. Yeah. In public and private schools. What legal foundation? Does anyone tell me about this? I'm waiting for your participation anyway.
I think it maybe from the Kementerian Pendidikan and Budaya, sir.
Yeah,
On
betul.
the and pusat.
Yang lebih kuat apa, sister?
Kemendikbud, sir.
Ya, good try.
The Permen, sir.
Ya,
Peraturan Menteri.
peraturan menteri. Oke. Good. Bisa disebutkan peraturan menterinya?
Oke. Peraturan Menteri nomor 6 tahun 2021, sir.
Oke. Permendikbud ya?
Yes, sir.
Tentang apa, Mas?
Tentang petunjuk teknis pengelolaan dana bantuan operasional sekolah reguler, sir.
Di atasnya ini apa kira-kira, Mas?
Seharusnya undang-undang, sir.
Undang-undang apa?
Belum menemukan, sir. Sebentar, sir.
Bener nggak? U6 next. Nomor berapa ya? U6 next. Oh, 20, sorry. Di atasnya ini apa?
Undang-Undang 1945, Sir.
Iya.
Yes.
Di sini itu ada janji kemerdekaannya. Janji kemerdekaan. right? Janjinya kan di situ ya.
Yes, sir.
Kemudian di sini itu kayaknya definisi ini. Kayaknya disitulah. Kalau tidak salah, semakin hari ke sini makin jelas. Definisi tanggung jawab pendidikan itu di keluarga, masyarakat, dan negara. Nah, masyarakat itu swasta, jadi ada sekolah-sekolah Katolik, Kristen, Buddha, Hindu, Islam itu karena partisipasi masyarakat. So, and then the role of government is to regulate, meregulasi berbagai macam hal. Itu ya. Tantangannya ya. Ada kelemahannya nggak, bos itu? Kira-kira apa? Coba dicari. Kalian cari dulu. Sambil saya mau cari minum ya. Saya tadi full dari pagi, belum selesai, belum istirahat untuk mengerjakan paper. Now I'm thirsty. Let me grab my water first. Dan kalian akan cari informasi. 5 minutes, okay? Correct? Sudah ada jawabannya belum?
May I try, sir?
Yeah, please.
Maybe one of the negative impacts of POS is the existence of corruption in school, sir. For example, if the government gives the dana POS to school, but the managers of dana POS are not honest and not transparent about the use of the money, sir.
Corruptions among school people gitu ya?
Yes, sir.
Nah, itu kemungkinan. What else?
Sir, may I try?
Yes.
Maybe the time for dispersing dana POS is often late. So the school sometimes have to owe to fulfill their school operation.
Apa ya? Pembagian itu apa ya? Late?
Lebih ke pencairan.
Pencairan ya. Pencairan di bahasa Inggrisnya apa? Benar nggak? Disbursement. Coba.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Right? Kadang-kadang saya pintar ya. Late disbursement from the government. Apalagi? Yang lebih parah ya. It caused the death of private schools. Ya, ini apa? You can see that, for example, Canisius schools dulu itu kan apa ya? Okay, so Canisius schools in Jogja were very powerful back to 1970s to 1980s. Okay. Now the number of these schools cut down and down. Okay, so one of the reasons why private school, okay, the reasons, okay, here, not one of the reasons. The possible reasons why Catholic diminished. Okay. A growing attitude of I think let's call it this is we cannot deny that the Islamic resurgence, meaning to say that some Muslims groups did not allow their children to attend Catholic school. For religious reason. We cannot deny that. Okay. The schools had been so established that teachers were not willing to change. We cannot deny as well that yayasan did not do enough to encourage teachers to develop. Okay, so this is external issue. A is an external issue. B is an internal issue. And back to 2004-5, yeah, the SBY Sekolah administration issued the policy of BOS, Panduan Operasional Sekolah. The tuition free education, ya, pendidikan bebas biaya. Tuition free education okay, so BOS implementation led the emergence of tuition free education. Many parents prefer to get free education over quality. Nah, itu 3 alasan kenapa numbers of private schools happen to be having dwindling numbers. Any response so far? Ada tanggapan nggak ya? Mas Erudite, kamu lahir tahun berapa, Mas?
2001, sir.
Oh, berarti kamu lahir itu besar sudah menikmati kondisi seperti ini. Kalau debrito kan tetap mahal ya, Mas ya?
Oh, iya, sir.
Yeah. So that's the importance. Yeah. Any comments so far? Ada yang mau ditanyakan? Oke, ini teksnya tadi. Okay, now let's talk something else. Gitu. Sister Delphine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what did you feel when you did the podcast last week? I happen not to complete the evaluation because I have to do something else.
What I feel?
Yeah.
That was great, sir. I can collaborate so great with my peers. April and Shirley, we're doing great. We prepare our texts together, and April did manage quite well, so we can complete each other with tasks. And I have a bad problem about the application, the Anchor. Last time ago, I delayed the application, but I have to download again to do this assignment. But actually, that was great. Just we have the difficulties through the internet connection, so the sounds not quite so clear. That's my experience and feelings there.
Okay, so thank you, sister. Let me ask Mas David. Hello, Mas David. Hello, David Hamdani, are you there?
Yes, sir.
My question is, if you did the exam on your own, would it better? Would it have been better in comparison to working with your colleagues?
I think if I did a quiz by myself, it would result better than if I did it together with my colleagues. That's because if I try to finish the question myself, I can only, depending on myself, that's also train my knowledge and my understanding about the topic of the test. I think that's it.
Are you going to say that the collaborative activity has a better impact or the opposite?
For this question, I think if we talk in the context of a test or an exam, it would be not very wise if we did the test or the quiz together with colleges. But if it's the context only for understanding the material, or if just like if I was confused with the new material that the lecturer gave to me, and then I ask my friends to learn together, cooperative in that context, I think that's gonna be better, even more better than I learn it by myself. I think that's it.
So, do you differentiate between the quiz and the podcast?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you think that the podcast is a useful one to encourage your learning, or the opposite?
I think it's very encouraging, sir, because in podcast we need to speak, we need to talk, and we need to explain. That's really increasing our understanding, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Mbak Martina, Devina, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to hear your perspective with regards to your experience of doing the second progress test one in your group by the podcast.
I think it was great because we can share the material. Like, if I still confused with the material, I can ask my friend about the material that I don't know, and we can share the material, so we have the better understanding of the material, sir.
Okay, so you found it useful to encourage your learning?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, Mas Yudhistira, are you there? Halo Mas Yudhistira. Okay. So let's ask Mbak Vincentia.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what major big takeaways did you get from the last activity?
My major big takeaways is I try to compare my ideas, Adnan ideas to one podcast.
Okay. Okay, so sister, based on the responses from your friends, what can you summarize?
I think that some of them have speaks up about how they could find the encouragement of doing the assignment together in the groups and increasing their understanding by doing podcasts and could ask each other. Is that right, sir?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to make sure that learning is social by nature. Learning is not only an individual enterprise. I got some agreement with Mas David, who said that in terms of developing knowledge, the personal level, that you need to do it on your own, such as quiz. But in terms of developing knowledge together, I think this is the process of learning. There are two things. First, you need to have personal accountability, that you need to be reliable on yourself. And second one is you have the social responsibility or social accountability, where the learning process is by nature social. And the second one, the social accountability, is very authentic, because you can find this kind of experiences outside of the class, right? So Sister Devin lives in a community, right? A community of nuns. You are required to be socially accountable, right? You are not only personally accountable. That's what real life is all about. My job is, for example, today I'm finishing up the research article for publication. This is both personal and also social accountability. Yeah. Why? Because basically I'm in the process of maintaining that my life is useful for other people. Yeah. And it is not only on to meet my personal life, my own life, but also encourage others to grow. So I think that's interesting. So I think this is almost the end of the class. I believe you still have some more classes, right? So thanks a lot for today. I appreciate everyone's participation. I hope that I can finish reviewing and giving you the feedback for your progress test 2 quickly enough. Thank you, Sister Davin, Mbak Felicia, Mbak Mary, Mas Erudite, Mbak Vincentia, Mas Fuad, Mas David, Mas Yudhistira, and Mbak Martina, and also Mbak Francisca Romana. So see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.